Have you ever heard that once cancer treatment ends, you just bounce back to normal, or that you should just be grateful and move on? Let's talk about why that's not the full story. Breaking down cancer recovery myths. I'm Amy Margolies, a breast cancer survivor, post-traumatic growth coach, and someone who knows firsthand that cancer recovery is not as simple as people think. Today, I want to break down some of the biggest myths about cancer recovery because the truth matters. So let's start with the biggest myth, that recovery ends when treatment does. The reality? Healing is an ongoing journey, physically, emotionally, and mentally. I remember finishing treatment and thinking, okay, so now I just go back to my life, right? But then came the fatigue, the pain, the emotional waves that I wasn't even expecting. And it was like my body and mind were still catching up to everything that had just happened to me. So if you're struggling months or even years after treatment, please know this. You are not doing anything wrong. Recovery doesn't have to have a finish line. It's a process, an ongoing one. And you deserve the support throughout every stage. So instead of asking, when will I be back to normal? What if we asked, how can I support my body and mind today? Okay, here's one. Raise your hand if someone has ever said, you should just be grateful, you survived. Yes, grateful is very powerful, but that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to grieve what you lost. Cancer takes things, your energy, your sense of security, sometimes even parts of your body, and it's okay to feel that loss. I've talked to so many survivors who say I don't even recognize myself anymore. And that makes sense because cancer changes you. But you don't have to skip over your pain just to make other people comfortable. So if you've been feeling this tension between being grateful and also deeply grieving, I want you to know that you are allowed to feel both. That's real healing. Okay, here's another one that makes me want to scream. The idea that if you're still tired or in pain after treatment, it's all in your head. Let's be clear. Chemo, radiation, surgeries, long-term medications, these all have real lasting effects. Chronic fatigue, neuropathy, joint pain, brain fog, these are real post-cancer struggles. So what helps? Small, sustainable habits, anti-inflammatory foods, strength training or gentle movement, acupuncture, supplements, sleep routines. Every little thing adds up. And most importantly, advocating for yourself. If a doctor isn't listening to you, find one who will. I went through the same thing when I was told, 1 month pregnant, just diagnosed with cancer, that I had to terminate my pregnancy. And I didn't accept that as an answer. I went and saw 5 different hospitals and got the clarity and the information that I needed so that I was informed to make the decisions about my body and my treatment plan. The final myth, that life just goes back to normal after cancer. The truth, there's no back to normal. There's only your new normal. I had to learn that my energy levels were different, my body was different, my mindset had to shift, and honestly, that took time. But here's what I found. This new version of life, it can still be beautiful. And instead of chasing your old normal, try asking, how can I create a life that supports who I am today? Small shifts in routine, mindset, and self-care can help you feel more in control, even when things feel unpredictable. So let's recap. Recovery doesn't end when treatment does. You're allowed to feel grief and gratitude at the same time. And fatigue and pain are real, and they do deserve your attention. And the goal isn't to go back. It's to move forward in a way that honors where you are now. I'd love to hear from you. What's a cancer recovery myth that you've come across? Drop it in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. And if this resonated with you, make sure to subscribe for more real talk about cancer recovery, healing, and finding joy again. You are not in this alone, and you deserve to heal at your own pace. Sending you love, and I'll see you in the next video.